So I'm riding in this lane, sipping chase with the gang. On the 91 Sunset, seeing different things. And little mama said she upset, invited to the same with the homies. And we up next, a product of them things. And I'm roving in this SUV to show them I got range. And bitch, I'm blasting my shit, the homies think it's dank. If you see me on the mid, bitch, it's probably cause I drank. If you see me on the 10, bitch, it's probably cause I am. Okay, bands make a dance, girl. Ice in my hand, pearl. Drink in my slang slur. I'm gonna take her, not from the same earth. Not gonna chase her, bitch is in danger. Up niggas made like fuck. You can't see me.
I made my first song in 2017. It was a song called Distant, and I released it on SoundCloud, and people from school were just getting the random leaks of it and going up to me like, yo, this is tough. And I was like, just made some garbage in the room. But so that's been about 6 years ago. I really started taking it serious about 3 years ago. So ever since then, I was like, let's get this ball rolling. Let's actually put some effort in this. What made me start making music, honestly, there are a couple of things. My mom used to just bump music all the time when we were younger, and I would always recite the lyrics and listen to the beat. She used to tell me, I love the beat, I love the beat. I'm like, I could feel it too. And so, I don't know, I really started like tuning in. I make music sometimes. My mom likes to roller skate, and she said, I like music that I can skate to. So I keep that in mind when I'm making music. I'm like, maybe she can roller skate to this, that'd be cool. Also, the second reason was there was a school project in that 2017 year, and one of my friends were running for a treasurer of the school, and his video was he wanted us to rap, and we made our first ever music video, me and my friend KP. And after that, I just started making music all the time. I would make it in his mom's crib, and his mom was like, shut up, tell that boy to shut up in the living room. So then I just started falling in love with it. My biggest music inspirations, I love Smino, probably my favorite artist at the moment, Smino. I like the way he flows, like it's just chill. I like Isaiah Rashad and Brent Faiyaz, obviously Drake, but those are my inspirations. And then for creativity, I look at Tyler, the Creator, and Kanye all the time, so I love it all. My biggest challenge or obstacle as a musician, I get creative block really, really bad. There are times where I go in spans where I just cannot think. When I make stuff, I don't want to be sitting there thinking about, sometimes I put a limit on myself when I'm making my music. I think about outside world too much, and I can't focus on and tune in. So one, I'm working on changing my flows, and also what to say in my lyrics to make it actually pop. I want that to hit. I do feel like my creative block is a long span sometimes. Sometimes it might be long for me. Other people might be like, that's not a long time. I've gone about a week not making something, then I get in my head, like, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything right now. But I always find a way to get back into it. So there's a lot of things that I do that outside of music that contribute to my music process and thinking. I do TikToks outside of music, and I do a little thing where I whistle when I talk for food reviews. And even just going out and exploring different places and seeing and meeting different people, I always get, just from being outside, I get inspiration. I also cut hair. I'm a barber right now. I'm in barber school. So that's cool, talking to so many different people and networking. I met people already. I'm in barber school, and I've met people already. And I feel like that's such a big quality and a good thing to have, being in the music industry. What I really want to portray in my music is realness. I don't ever want to talk about stuff that I don't have or I don't do. Every once in a while, I add it in there just so you can feel it a little bit. But I want my music to be real. I also want you to feel it. I also want you to just bob your head. It doesn't have to be something crazy all the time. I just want you to just listen to it and listen to what I'm saying, but also vibe at the same time. I don't want to talk about stuff that I don't have. I just, like, what's the point? I feel like that doesn't last. One day, you're going to talk about stuff that you don't have for so long, people are going to vibe with it. And then that moment where you sit there and say, okay, I'm going to make real music, people are going to be like, well, we're not vibing to the real stuff, we're vibing to what you said before as you continue to grow. I have gone through the process so many times that I thought music wasn't for me, just because of the different paths in life that God has taken me through. I used to play basketball. I thought I was going to the NBA, and that didn't work. Then I'm like, okay, let me pick up music, and I started doing music, and I have a bunch of ups and downs with music. Sometimes I compare myself to others, and I get caught up with that. But that's another thing I'm learning in the music process is I'm making art. It's what I like. I'm gonna put it out there if I like it. Shift changes and a bunch of things that I've done. Sometimes I do get that fear, like, what if this isn't for me? That wasn't for me before. But as I'm starting to get more confident in my music, I realize I'm making art and I love it. And now I realize it is for me. That realization was definitely around last year. I was going through a bunch of different changes in my life, and I was second guessing myself. I'll say I won't say I didn't believe in myself. It was more I was just second guessing myself. A lot of inspiration behind my music is how can, like I said before, how can I be the real person? Show you guys the real me. I want you guys to listen to my music through my perspective, even relate to it, but I want you to see that, oh, okay, that's what Jordan's going through right now. That's what I'm going through right now. I really want that realness. I want authenticity. I want you to vibe with it. Back again to what I was saying, I don't want to talk about things I don't have. One thing I want my listeners to take away is that you don't have to, when you're listening to music, especially rap or whatever I'm doing right now, it doesn't always have to be violent. I shoot people, I kill people, I steal, I run, or, all this violence that people portray in their music. I wanted you to really feel it and be like, this is some real stuff. Like, this is something that I can go through on my day-to-day basis, on a daily thing, So I really want that realness. That's really what it is. One of the biggest lessons I've learned as a musician is not to compare yourself to other people. Everybody's on their own path. Everybody's going to get things differently. God has a different plan for everybody. With my music, it's made me it's also made me open to listening to other stuff and expanding my mind, make me not so closed-minded. So it made me not as closed-minded. Now I start to listen to different music that I didn't think I would ever before. It made me tap into I don't really listen to indie, but I start listening to indie sometimes here and there. I listen to, I never listen to country, but somebody showed me a country song and I was really listening to the lyrics. I was like, okay, this makes sense. I can see why people like this, So it really expanded my palette. My creative process behind 3P, my homies and I had this weird aura going around where everybody felt like they were on top of their shit, like doing things that everybody was figuring things out in life. Like, oh, I'm going to barber school, I'm making music, I finally figured it out. My friend Dion runs Slum Sons and he's figuring that out. My friend Bryce is an actor, he's figuring that out. My friend AJ, he was getting on his rap stuff. So everybody was having a great aura around them. And we decided to go out, and we went out and just had a great time. And so I made 3P in mind of having that grit, like everybody's on their stuff right now. Let's go out, let's pop out. So I'm the first, I'm riding in this lane, sipping chase with the gang. Like I'm with the gang, like we're out there, we're gonna go turn it up. So I wanted to make that as in like, one, like stop playing with me. Like this is something I'm taking serious. I'm with the gang, we're still having fun. It's just like a turn up song to make you just want to go outside and be like, let's go. So I think that's what made it fun. That was probably my favorite part of the process, was actually keeping everybody in mind and actually having a concept and a topic to talk about. And I felt like it was fun. I love the hook. I think the hook is just like, all right, just kind of loose. Let's just vibe. So I don't know. Music has changed my life in so many ways. It's very therapeutic. If I'm going through something in life, I can just actually, instead of writing down how I feel, I can actually express it in my music. There's times where it keeps me going. It's another thing where I can see my process visually, or actually by hearing it, I can hear my process. I can see that I'm growing and getting better. And I realize that with my music, I've listened to stuff that I dropped from 10 years ago, and I listen to it now. I'm like, wow, this is so much different. How much better can we get? How can we all evolve? So I think it's made me a different person. It changed my character a lot. It made me more open-minded. And it's also made me realize that there's a process to this. You're not just gonna get it overnight. You gotta put the work in. So CILK, it's actually a crazy story. It's not crazy. It's no like, wow story. I used to go by the name J Will. Then I realized that name was so boring. You can look up J Will. There's 100 J Wills. Every time I dropped a song, it'll be on another J Will's account. So I really sat down with my friends. I was like, I need a different name. And they're like, okay. I was like, I want it simple, just a pop. You hear it once, you know what it is. You know what we're talking about. And so I used to go by J Willie. We were like, J Willie, I don't know. In college, when I used to play basketball, one of my teammates used to call me J Silky. I was like, okay, I kind of like that, J Silky. I was like, but there's probably a million J Silkies out there. We were like, what about CILK? CILK is cool. And I thought CILK because I used to have waves. And I used to wear a do-rag, so I was like, oh, I have the Silky on, cornball. But CILK really came just from J Silky. and then it was just CILK, and I was like, well, I just need to change the S to a C to make it different. So nothing crazy. I actually have two projects coming up. We're working on a 5-song EP right now. Actually been working with my producer. We have this thing where we work on something every Monday and Wednesday. So we've been working on this 5-song EP. Then we have an album that we've been working on. We're just busting out a bunch of songs. We don't know when either of them are gonna drop, but we're really close to dropping the 5-song EP. It's called Grudge. 3-Peat's gonna be on there, so I think it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be exciting. Yeah, and I'm excited because it's gonna be a different wave. It's gonna be different sounds. I've been experimenting. It's not gonna be just rap. I'm excited. It's gonna be dope. This is Antidote 41, and you're with CILK. Tap in right now.
Probably cause I am. Okay, bands make a dance, girl. Ice in my hand, pearl. Drink in my slang slur. I'm gonna take her. Not from the same earth. Not gonna chase her. Bitch is in danger. Up niggas major. Like fuck, you can't see me. Rockin' all the CC. Shake it up like CC. Made it back in 3 weeks. Niggas wanna be me. Niggas cannot be me. 2 hits in one day. Niggas finna hit a 3-peat. Hit a 3-peat. Niggas wanna be me.